they can take a picture of the external body to see whether it has a skin disease. Then they relay to a server, e-surveillance server, across the different wards, the 30 wards. Then it is the server that the Department of Veterinary Services will actually analyze the different diseases that are coming or that are prevalent at a specific ward through analysis. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, John. I propose we close there and take a break, a health break for lunch. It is now 1:08. Yeah, so let us try to take our lunch in the shortest time possible and be here by 2 p.m. So lunch is served. If you go straight, you will see the lunch area. Let us try to be back by 2 p.m. so that we can finish early. Thank you. So the rest of the presentations, about 4 of them, we will have them immediately after lunch. Have a Q&A session and comments, and then get into the closing ceremony. Thank you. Enjoy your lunch. And as usual, Daphne will bless the lunch for us.
Okay. Let us stand as we go for lunch. Thank you, Lord, for being with us, for the sessions that you've covered. Then as we go for lunch, we pray that you sanctify the meals that you're going to share. Above all, Lord, may your Spirit guide everything that you're doing. This is our prayer of faith in Jesus' name. Amen.
So, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We will start our after lunch session, and Eunice will start us off with her presentation. 10 minutes.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Good after lunch. I trust you enjoyed our lunch. It's always very interesting to make your presentation of people have enjoyed fish, mutton, ugali. I hope you will not pray for me, but I will be very grateful so you will not have to pray for me. So I am here to present very briefly my journey from silos to systems, and that is to strengthen agricultural extension through collective action towards sustainable food system. I am giving here my brief background, and I don't want to labor there because I know we all have very rich experience in the things that we do, but I am here basically because I am an extension officer. I've been in this service for 15 years, and I have worked with farmers in rural, in urban and peri-urban setup, in projects, and I have done a number of things, and I don't want to delve into that. And I am also a farmer. I am a practicing farmer, so I come in as an extension agent and as a farmer. So my journey in my silos to systems journey, and why I am here to present the innovation that I'm presenting is that I work with the county government of Kiambu, and we are deployed to work in different setups. And so you can be deployed to work in a project, you can be deployed to work in, sorry about that. Yeah, you can be deployed to work in a project, you can be deployed to work in the sub-counties, you can be deployed to work in the ward. And so, for the longest, I've been working in the rural area, and then I went to work in a project which ended in 2014. And so after the project was over, I was deployed in an urban and peri-urban setup. And so the peri-urban setup that I was deployed in was in Kabete sub-county, for those of us who might be familiar. And I found it very difficult to engage the farmers. I think in the rural setup, we are used to, and I like what Wanyoni said, that I have my colleagues here we work with. I have Waheto, I have Karaoke, and some other people who work in extension. And what we do is that we mobilize farmers, and they come together for an in-person training. And in those trainings, we disseminate the extension messages that we have. And so, when I was deployed to Kabete, I thought this approach would continue working. And so, as usual, I went out there to reach out to the farmers, calling them, come, we're having this and this training, we're having these and these activities. But lo and behold, it became very difficult because the farmers are either busy or they're engaged in some other productive activities. Being an urban and peri-urban area, it's like they are not available for the in-person training. And so most of the times I would sit there and I'm wondering, so what do I do? I remember one presenter here said that you sit, the work is there, but of course the farmers to work with are not available. And so I thought there has to be a different way of disseminating this extension message. And so May this year, I thought, how about I use the digital platform to disseminate the extension message? And so I came up with a YouTube channel. It's called Eunice Karanja, and then Eunice Karanja, the farmer's friend. And in this YouTube channel, I look at 4 themes, 4 thematic area that through my experience in extension, I have seen are the challenges that are affecting farmers. Number 1, how can we increase production? Number 2, how can we help farmers access better markets? Because for all the time that I've been doing extension, one of the challenges that farmers face is where do they sell their produce? And number 3, I thought about, in as much as we are doing production, And in as much as we are doing marketing, we have to do it in a sustainable way. Because what happens if we continue producing, and then the effects and the impact of climate change hits us, and we are not to do production anymore. So in that YouTube channel, I also talk a lot about sustainable solutions. And then number 4, and then most speakers have talked about it here, is how do we incorporate, how do we bring in women and youth in agriculture. Because I know all of you have children, have sisters and young people, and I have a daughter myself, and she is always like, I would never want to be a farmer. I see those people when they want to power on a machida, and so it doesn't look like an appealing enterprise. So in my YouTube channel, I like bringing or spotlighting women and youth who are involved in agriculture. And the model I use, now that thank God, I went to school, and then I also have experience in extension, I use an integrated approach. Number 1 is an extension agent, and number 2, using peer learning. I quickly talked about peer learning, and in my experience as an extension officer, I have seen farmers take the extension message when they hear it from their fellow farmer. Of course, that we talked a lot about it, and from where I sit, I see it works for a farmer when a fellow farmer will tell him or her that I did this and it worked. And so I use that integrated approach. I bring in my input as an extension agent, and I also give the farmers who are doing well a platform to share what they are doing with the fellow farmers. And the impact so far, maybe I'll cover that later, but I've talked about the YouTube channel. So far, we have got, in the last 4 months, because I said we launched the YouTube channel in May, we have got at least 11,000 farmers reached, and you can see the numbers there. It's not very clear because I did a print screen, but you can see 11,000. Actually, as of yesterday, 12,000 plus farmers had been reached. And I want to delve a bit into this statistic, which I think is very interesting, because I see the beauty with YouTube, it gives you some analytics. It will break down for you the figures of the people who are visiting your channel. And I checked in the last 28 days, it is telling me, and I want us to hear this, out of 11,000 plus, actually now 12,000, only 6.5% are female, and the male are 93.5%. And then there's an age distribution there from 25 to 34 years of aged 25 to 34. We have got 33%, 35 to 44 years. That is 36%. From 40 to 54 years is 21.3%, and then from 55 to 64 we got 9.5%. And then what are the thematic areas that I cover? One is empowering farmers, because we see every time we do participatory analysis, every time we're launching a new project, one of the gaps that we have is that the farmers don't have the information that they need. So through this YouTube channel, what I do is I empower the farmers with different technologies that can help them produce and make more out of the farm. Some of the videos that I have covered, I have done fall armyworm management. And this one I did from my farm. It's not very big, it's a small farm. And when I planted, and the maize was nice, beautiful, and healthy, and then all of a sudden, there was fall armyworm. And so I said, how can we manage fall armyworm as we do crop production to increase the production? And then I have done with my friend, she seated here, making biochar at home, because we say our soils are sick, and we talked about that yesterday. And some innovations like making biochar, an amendment that can help improve your soil health. The most recent video that I posted a few days ago is having a circular system in our day-to-day farming, because we want to reduce waste as we do production. So I have done a short video there, how we can have a circular system as we do farming, so that we can reduce wastage, and of course save money, because we always say a penny saved is a penny earned. Then I'm also trying to look at inclusivity, and so I have worked closely with women and youth. So in my extension journey, I see who are the women and who are the youths who are doing something that can be shared with other farmers that they can learn from. And so I have worked with a young man called George. It's in one of the videos, and we are talking about vermicomposting. And vermicomposting is a technology that we can use to convert waste into compost, helping farmers reduce the cost of production. And then I was talked about BSF. It's closely related, BSF and vermicomposting. And these are technologies that help in waste management. And then in the wake of incorporating women, I came across a progressive farmer, dairy farmer, who is doing value addition of milk, and we work with her to produce a video to help other farmers who could be interested in value adding milk, and also how you can collaborate, because she has talked about how she has collaborated with the different people to move to where she is. In the theme of sustainable innovations, I have used this platform to help farmers embrace sustainable solutions. For example, I have one video that I've called Cows That Cook, and basically this is a video talking about the use of biogas, how you use biogas that will help you save money and help mitigate climate change effects by reducing emission of methane gas into the atmosphere. Then there is another video I've talked about what I will do to reduce animal feed cost in 2025, and one of the challenges that most farmers complain about, and even us here, maybe we are doing dairy or we are doing poultry, one of the biggest challenges is the cost of feed. And BSF, black soldier fly, is an opportunity that will help us convert organic waste into animal feed. And then we also have bioproduct that we call FRAS that we can use to help us reduce the cost of buying synthetic fertilizer. And I like what Director Kenyachui talked about, the challenge of organic waste. And this is a technology that can help us manage the organic waste menace that we have in this country, where we convert waste into money. Then there is another video that talks about post-harvest losses. We all know the challenge of post-harvest losses in this country. We do a lot of hard work, produce a lot of food, and then somewhere before the food gets to the fork, it is lost either from the garden to the market or from the market to our household. And we want to reduce post-harvest losses. And the technology we are using here, or we showcased here, is that we are talking about cooling, and then cooling using a solar-powered system. So the renewable energy, again, which is a sustainable solution. There are other videos there talking about irrigation, because we want to move from rain-fed agriculture to from rain-fed agriculture to irrigated agriculture for sustainability and for better prices, because we want our farmers to get more money in their pockets. Then collaborations. I have collaborated with a friend of mine who runs Inside Organic Garden, and I said she's here, and we've done some interesting things that are very fulfilling to the heart. Like, for example, in the recent past, we went to a school in Mukuru, Jenga, it's called St. Bakita, and we helped them establish some kitchen gardens. So we did circular gardens, and we also did pipe gardens, and we also supported them with a few rabbits, because we wanted to incorporate the circularity we're talking about, that the prunings can go to the rabbits, then the rabbits can have the urine is foliar, and then the droppings is manure, the manure goes back to the farm, and the cycle continues. And then we also capacity build the pupils in that school, because like I said, they come from Mukuru, and they are faced with food and nutrition and insecurity. And with that capacity building, we are hoping, and we have kept on monitoring, how can they establish a kitchen garden or something that can help them produce food from where they come from. Then the other collaboration that we've done, again with Hillside Organic Garden, is that we went to Rescue Dada Center, somewhere in Kamulu. And this is a center that rescues girls that have been from abusive background or from the streets, and they educate them there and they give them food. And so, like some of us might be knowing, Kamulu is majorly has clay soils. It is predominant. It has predominant clay soils, and this is not ideal for crop production. And so, together with the Hillside Organic Garden, we work with them to rehabilitate their soils. And as you can see from the photo, this is how it looked initially. And then we did the soil amendment, and now they are able to grow food, including harvesting some water there that they can grow crops like arrowroot. Yeah, and so in conclusion, we are saying that by the grace of God, the Farmers Friend YouTube channel has reached over 12,000, now that is 12,000 farmers in just 4 months. And this is a clear sign that digital extension is both impactful and scalable. What are we thinking as a possible way forward? As scalability, we want to expand reach through this digital platform, and we can do farmer field schools that we can showcase to other farmers, and I'm glad some presenters here talked about farmer field schools, and localized demonstration. People like to see and to touch, and when they see and touch, then it goes to the heart. Collaboration, this one has also been talked about in depth, and my grandmother used to say, there is no one who is a know-it-all who is still alive today. So we all need each other. And so when we collaborate, we are able to give greater impact. I'm actually very interested to see how we can reach more women. Because I thought, now that I am the one who is doing this YouTube channel, I am a woman, so to speak, and to see only 6.5% women following, it breaks my heart. Of course, there are many dynamics. It could be the productive roles. Women don't have time to sit and go through the forms. And okay, there are many things we can discuss after this. And then we want to say deepening impact. We want to go beyond awareness by telling richer stories of transformation, documenting farmer success cases, and creating content that empowers community to move from knowledge to action. And I think Professor talked about that, moving from knowledge to action. And so we are saying together we can build a more inclusive, sustainable, and food secure future. And before I end, like our guest yesterday, people from the ministry like ending on a happy note. And this is a picture that excites my heart. So in St. Bakita, where we established the circular gardens, so the teacher shared with us this photo, I think on Tuesday. And so these are the students who participated in establishing the gardens. And so because, like I mentioned, we come from Bukuru and food is a challenge. So each pupil here has got a bunch of vegetables that they will go and present to their parents for dinner that night. And that gives me a lot of excitement. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Eunice. We will have Paris coming up next. Is it true that women don't have time to get onto social media and YouTube? I have live examples that I can share nowadays. Remember, these are not abstracts, but rather innovations. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Is Ibrahim Mashele here with us?
Yes, I'm here.
You're next, huh? So if you want to use Peter's laptop, you... Okay. What is happening?
Hello, my name is Paris Chege and I work for Prodiri. I'm here with my colleague and I'm going to present about empowering farmers with climate smart livestock nutrition by focusing on precision feeding technologies. So, who is Prodiri? Prodiri is based in Nairobi, Kenya, and it helps us to support farmers, and those are dairy and beef farmers in East Africa. We empower farmers with tools, technology, knowledge, skill, and ideas to run a profitable livestock farming operation with prioritizing sustainability every step of the way. So we are experts in advising farmers in dairy and beef, and we also offer skills and training, coaching for extension officers and farmers. And we are also experts in barn design and equipment and managing manure. And we also have a tool that we use for instant feed and soil analysis tool I'm going to show you as we continue, and other relatable innovations. So the technologies that I'm going to present today is a ration formulation tool that we have managed to train over 120 farm advisors, those are extension services, for the last 1 year only. And there's a tool that I'm going to present about forage cost calculator, and also the tool that's of measuring or testing the analysis of soil and feeds and fodder. And another platform that we have is an e-learning, daily training platform that we have managed to have 5,000 visitors as of yesterday. And we are looking also into the demonstration farms and plots that we've managed to establish and supported over 2,500 farmers. So the first one is Human Aid. It is a tool that you can download and it's free. And the best thing about this tool, it helps a farmer or an extension service to improve the nutrition by balancing diet so that we can optimize the production of milk. And it helps us to improve the product. It helps us to improve the profitability by maximizing margin above feed costs and also reducing the effects of methane production, that's the greenhouse gases that affects the environment, and other losses. So far we have about 2,000 subscribers, and it is originating from Australia, but in Africa we started with a few number that was about 20 something by 2014, and the last 2 years we have managed to have farm coaches, extension services, and livestock consultants can use it. Universities and lecturers can incorporate it in school while they're training the nutrition class. And feed manufacturers can use this tool to make feeds and mineral mixes that can complement the forage that is available in their locality. And you can also use it in the dairy processors, like in cooperatives where you're collecting milk. And researchers can use it to understand what the needs of the farmer and the outputs that we can have in the environment. And then NGOs and government agencies are also our target, and they can use to strategize production of forage and making diets for farmers. So the farmers themselves, they need also to use it if they have been trained, because it's a little bit technical. That's why we focus mostly in extension services, because they have the knowledge of nutrition. So our case study started in 2018 to 2020, whereby we had about 60 farms or dairy farms from Uganda and Tanzania, and Uganda and Kenya, And with this, we had some impact that we decided this tool is good to be used by farmers and extension service. I'm going to show you some results about it. And currently, we have trained nearly 125 new registered in different areas in Ethiopia and in Kenya. And we are continuously developing the feed library, that is populating the software with tropical forages that are around our area. And currently we are in talk with Malawi and other cooperatives that we are working to train their extension service. So while you're using different 8 days steps that we take in a farm, we call it a farm walk, which is quite important. And most of the extension officers or a user should be trained to go through these steps. There are close to 7 steps, whereby we need to observe the cow and get the cow signals, like body condition score and the rest. And then we also look at the availability and the quality of feeds in a farm, and we can use it by also adding it in the Rumen 8 software, so that you can make rations. And after that, we look at the cow environment, that is the band structure, and how comfortable the cows are. And then the next thing about cows, we look at the milking pan and the environment of milking a cow. Then assess the manager or the farm owner's ability to take care of these animals and what are the gaps they have. Then lastly, we can look at the records, and we've noticed that we have less or no records in most of the farms, so it's a good step to start and helping the farmers to get good records about their cows and the feed. Lastly, after all this, now you can make a diet. So these are one of the impact in milk production when we did our study in Uganda and our trials in Uganda and Kenya. And you can notice that some cows were around average of 11.2, and by the end of the trials, we had a positive of over 34%, 37% in Kenya. In margin above feed costs, in short, is milk price minus the feed cost. Then we've seen there was an increment of between 20 to 39% in both these countries. And also etheric methane emission intensity, it had reduced by close to 22% in both these countries. The next tool is a forage cost calculator that helps farmers to calculate the yield they're getting in a farm in different angles by looking at the yield per hectare or acre, dry matter, metabolizable energy, and crude protein, and these are the things that we use to make rations, so we need to look at the cost of this. We have this tool, and it's available. Next, we have this tool that is a handheld scanner from AgroCares. We have partnered with AgroCares to use this tool and help farmers farmers to understand that they have to look at the quality of soil as they plant forages, and the qualities of feed ingredients. Those are single source feed ingredients, and for example, maize silage as forage or other grasses. So through forage analysis, we are able to make a balanced ration that can complement the farm and the cow, and it will help farmers get higher margin. Another tool that we have is an e-dairy training and extension model. There's a platform that is available for anyone to use. There's a lot of information we have, understanding the cow and even making buns, the quality of the steps of making a better bun for the cows. And we have sectioned it into 4, whereby a basic farmer can use the basics where there is a lot of pictures, more than wording, and later if an extension officer needs to use it or advisor, they can use the level 3 with more details. There are other platforms we have also engaged with. This is by SNV, and there's a link on the bottom if you want to look at it. There's more materials there that we have worked together with them, and they're available for the farmers to use or any user. And lastly, there's the demonstration farm, and these are forage demonstration farms. So we are continuously recommending that we have demonstration farms near farmers, and recently we have worked with Agritera in Baringo and Bomet County to achieve this. They are mostly established near collection centers because farmers can easily engage with extensions there. When they're bringing their milk, they can see the new technologies on seeds and feed varieties. So in conclusion, Ruminate is a free tool. That's why we use it, because most farmers might not afford to buy a subscription tool. And we have a masterclass for the training that takes about 3 weeks. And we work with farmers so that we can coach them or any user to know and to understand how to make rations for the farm and get better margins. Takeaway message here is we don't have sound knowledge with our farmers, and we need more trainings and support for the extension officers so that they can have these details to help farmers improve their margins. There is less record that is seen in the field, and record keeping is still not well done. And diet formulation software is only useful if it's integrated with other kind of coaching in the farm. For example, understanding forage production and conservation of forages. And feed analysis will help to boost and predict a good ration for the farmer. And also soil analysis will improve our soils and help farmers get more yields in a farm. So this tool will help stakeholders in the feed markets and in the dairy field and beef feed field to help them understand how to make rations with better margin. Thank you.
Thank you, Paris. And thank you also for keeping time. Ibrahim, you can come up next. Is Nadias in the house? You are coming up next, huh? If you want to send your presentation to Peter, please do so.
Good afternoon. So imagine the fish you took and the vegetables were grown in Nairobi. What would come to your mind? Right. Contamination. And that is the reason why this project was started, so that we can grow healthy crops in the cities. In fact, I know there is a county actually he knows that the country is coming up with a policy whereby food production in Nairobi will become legal. Right now, you know it is not legal to grow crops in Nairobi. You know that? Even the small vegetable garden that you do in Nairobi, legally it is not allowed. But that policy is coming up so that at least you can be able to grow healthy and of course nutritious food in Nairobi. So I'm a Sharia from Kenyatta University, and we have this project whereby we are looking at the integrated circular technologies in the city food, whereby you can grow crops and you can as well raise animals. I don't know why this thing is giving everybody problems. Everybody who comes here with this computer on my brain, Peter, is a problem. Yeah, good. So Periapan, of course, you know there is that food insecurity, and we came up with some innovation. One of them, and I'm happy, one of the colleagues in Kiabu talks about the BSF, whereby you can use waste by conversion using the black soldier fly. You are able to come up with some BSF larvae that can be utilized to grow animals as feed, and of course chicken and the rest, including fish. And again, the flask that comes in, of course, you can be able to utilize it to produce liquid fertilizer and normal organic fertilizers. So basically, this is the way it is done. You first of all, you have the flask, you ferment for two weeks. We have done research on it, and we have found that after 2 weeks, you are able to get a very good liquid fertilizer which have a lot of nutrients. And this is some of the simplified hydroponics that we have come up with, which of course we use the liquid fertilizer to grow them. And it produces very nice crops, and we have also tested the nutritional capacity for those vegetables, and they were quite okay. So we have an aquaponic again, whereby the BSF you got and you prepare your own feed. You can be able to feed the fish. Of course, the fish is there. The waste from fish can be utilized to grow crops. And after the crops grows, of course, again, those crops are able to purify the water that goes back to the fish pond, and you can be able to reduce the usage of water, and you can get even clean water with that. So there's a test that we have done, and it works very well. Yeah, so these are some of the crops we have evaluated in our greenhouse, the spinach, and you can see how beautiful they are. Those are aquaponic, and that indicates it's possible to grow crops in smaller areas in towns. Yeah, for the feed pellet preparation, this is just a procedure that one can follow, which is very simple. You can dry the larvae, you grind them, and you can use even good method of grinding, the simplest one. And after that, of of course, you can be able to get the fish pellet as well as chicken pellet. Yeah, through this, we have managed to meet about 140 plus Pegiabani farmers, which we have engaged them to do demos and training them. We have trained 4 youth groups for 1 week sessions, whereby they even get certificates after that 1 week on the hands-on training on this. And we also did what most of you maybe would like to see most, the road shows. You see the road shows whereby you have caravans. So we are trying to promote this through the road shows event. And we have also trained many youth and we women in our neighborhood in KU, whereby we have an informal setup where in Kiwanja. Yeah, currently the uptake is a little bit lower, it's around 4%, which is low, but we know we have already been there for, this is our 4th year, so we expect it going forward. The uptake probably would increase. We are also mentoring young students through the trainings, and of course they also come to see what is happening in our research area. And we know the projections we have, around 20% next year will be possible. So generally, as I said, we have trained around 4 groups of different groups of young farmers and youth, all over from Nairobi. And of course, they got the certificates. We are also promoting this with the high schools. So we invite high schoolers to come, and around almost 11 groups have come with over 100 students. These ones we think, in our modeling, we think it is possible when you train young high schoolers, they will tell their parents about this kind of production setup, but they can let their parents, of course, take it up. Yeah, so again, we have onboarded some farmers. Onboarding means we are doing research together, because it is also a part of research we do. So they take some of our innovation to their farm, and we collect data from their farms to see whether they have any effect or any advantage to them. So basically, we have about 11 onboarded farmers who have signed even contract. We have had many high-level persons coming to our place to see what is happening there. I think 3 months ago we hosted the governor of Kiambu, which was very good, and it was really encouraging. So good presidents are also many individuals who have visited around 87, and we have done one road show. So this is the KM, the informal setup I have talked about. We have allowed 57 farmers in KM, and most of them have adopted this technology. And you can see that this farmer who recently was able to prepare some chicken pellets for his animals. Yeah, so we collaborate with other NGOs. Of course, we also have inside the global network, whereby this project is within Africa, so we have other people we cooperate with in other countries. And we have talked about cooperation with the farmers on borders. We are working together with them. And of course, the other researchers and students also are part of our work. So this is one of what I have talked about, some farmers who have even have the rooftop vegetable production in their residence. And we have seen that, because we collect data even at the farm level, we have seen that the yield for them have increased to almost 32% for cowpea, and 26% for bananas, and 44% for the nation. Normally what we do, we normally for them the setup of the innovation. Of course, they buy all the components because we don't buy for them. Then we have the normal soil-based production. Then we collect the data, the normal scientific. So water efficiency are in there for about 26%, which is very encouraging. So gender-wise, of course, we have 33 men and 23 women trained in 1 week. 6 of the trained youth 200 plus high schoolers have come to our project. And this is not so relevant. So I think I'm done. So the thing is, this is a movement for food security and youth empowerment. So we are not just teaching the farmers, but we are empowering those communities. And nimemaliza. Asanteni.
Thank you, Ben. You kept time well. Ladies? We have Itonga. Not with us. So this will be the last presentation before we get into Q&A and comments, and then we enter the closing session.
Agriculture is the backbone of our livelihood. In Syros, we limit ourselves. It's good to have systems so that we can have a complete system that is sustainable. As a business, we embrace collaboration and inclusivity to improve impact involve both youth, women, men, in our business. Our goal is to break silos, build systems, empower farmers for long-term change. So far, we have been able to reach 3,000 farmers, with women being the highest in percentage, that is 60%, men 30%, and youth 10%. We are promoting various technologies, starting with back gardening. We go straight to back gardening. This is the bag we are talking about. It's called corn bags. It is applicable both in urban and peri-urban areas. You can plant different vegetables, supply different food to your family, and save on space and resources like water. We are also promoting IPM, integrated pest management, in managing pests in our farms, not just necessarily relying on agrochemicals. We have such traps. That's the farm that has traps. We have the yellow, blue, and the other one that's also for spraying for FCM to be used in traps like delta trap. The other innovation we are promoting is water harvesting. In our rural areas, we find that farmers mainly rely on maize-fed agriculture, and during the rainy season, we are encouraging them to harvest water, at least to have continuous supply of water to run their projects like farming vegetables, either in the kitchen or in commercial purposes. We are also promoting sales. We are promoting planting of improved seed. There before, farmer used to get seed from a neighbor to plant for the next season, but right now we are promoting use of varieties like maize. We are promoting use of hybrids based on our climatic condition. We have seen an increase in production from the previous seasons. On age and gender inclusivity, we do organize farmer training session where we include everyone. In the youth, men, women, and young children during the training. We have collaborated with Brown County on collaborative approach and linkages. We have partnered with Brown County government, whereby we have sent farm inputs to farmers, mainly the registered farmers for milk and mango in the e-wallet program. That is Inua Mkulima program. It's a digitized system whereby the farmer purchases the inputs and the record is auto-recorded, and on my end, it's also recorded. You can retrieve the information from the previous sales since the announcement of the project. We also have a WhatsApp farmer group whereby we disseminate information either from the county government. I've said we have collaborated with the Brown County. Through the same, we have a WhatsApp group through the Brown County government. They pass the information concerning agriculture. We do pass the information from them to the farmers group. Mr. Chairman, I appreciate and call for action. Breaking silos has allowed us to build a resilience system where farmers thrive. Thank you to our partners in Brown County, our fathers, our farmers, and a request for more partnership from here, from the conference we have right now. And as a youth, my business is youth-led. I have another founder, my co-founder, Maurice Meloni, and I we are both youth and we have several challenges. As youth, it's not very easy running any business without ground or financial support. We are looking forward to breaking the seal to start distributing to other Olympic sellers. If there's a partner, we can appreciate for that. And I'm also bringing the exhibition out there. I would request to pass outside. We have seedlings, we have seeds, at least promote us as seeds. Thank you.
Thank you, Elias. Thank you for using less time than allocated. Now it's back to us. We've had presentations of different innovations from Eunice with a YouTube channel, mainly for urban extension service provision. We've had Paris with Rumen 8 and some good innovations in livestock. Ibrahim with different toolboxes providing different innovations. Then we have Nedias with the innovations that they provide. Do you have any comments, questions? Let's take 5 minutes for that, then we get into the closing session. Who wants to go first? Yes, Prof.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate all the presenters for the good work that they are doing. My question goes to Eunice. I happened to check out your YouTube channel, and so the kind of videos that you post, they are very good, very well prepared, almost like, the professional is made, not extreme professional, but good videos. So I wanted to ask, how did you get to that level of making such videos? Are there people you are partnering with? Is it that you build your capacity? Or how does one, an ordinary extension worker, get to a level of having a YouTube channel where you can post videos? Because actually it is a very effective method that you're using. Thank you.
Anybody else with a question, comment? The presenters take note of your questions.
Good afternoon. Mine is just a comment to the team that presented an innovation about using black soldier fly to break down organic waste into organic fertilizers. And mine is just to give a testimony of how that innovation is quite useful to the farmers. We've used it with the farmers in Kiambu to grow coffee, and they have actually given a testimony of having their bushes a bit more healthy and green and continued flowering. The idea here is to increase we've had a challenge because I've been sourcing for organic inputs on behalf of farmers, and we've had a challenge with the distribution pattern for that kind of organic fertilizer among others, definitely. So if you could increase or you could even share how we could say partner or find a way to have that product reach the farmers within a mentioned time. We've identified deep farmers that can stock products at village level to help farmers reach that product quite easily. So my point is that's a good product and you're doing a good job. Thank you.
Anyone else with a question or comment? Okay, there is none, then Miss.
Thank you all. Thank you, Prof, for that comment. How did I get here? Like I said, I found myself having more time and the farmers are not there to be trained. And so I thought, what can I do to give the much information that I have gathered, the training and the experience that I have over time. So that is when I thought about the YouTube channel. So what I did, I looked for, I used my salary, so to speak, to
So I approached some people who do videography, and so we not really partnered. So I told them I would be paying this amount of money, and then you come, we shoot the videos. So the people don't have the agricultural background. So I'm the one who has the agricultural background. So the guy we work with, his work is for him to come and shoot the videos, and then now I help him see how the videos will run. So I am an amateur, so to speak, but the grace has been sufficient. I think that's what I would say. Thank you.
I think the other one was more of a comment, a compliment. I don't know if we have any other question or any of the presenters wants to respond.
Maybe Eunice, the figure 6.5% women and age bracket of 55 to 64 at 9.5%. And you know most of our active farmers are in the bracket of 50 to 60. But those who have opened that channel is only 9.5, within 6.5. But then in that case, are you really reaching the right population, the right target? In terms of is your YouTube effective to reach the right people who are supposed to get the information? Because most of the young ones who are opening maybe are not even farming. Probably they are just enjoying the stories. I think that is for you. Page probably to, and then to Ibrahim Macharia. Actually, what is contributing to the low adoption rate? You know, 4% of hydroponics or black soldier fly. 4% for 4 years. That is really a big gap. Then what is the way forward for that particular problem? I think that is all. And Indigenous Wambi, I don't know, was that really back gardening or was it a multi-story garden? There's a picture in the show. I don't know really whether that was back gardening. We called it back gardening. But I was seeing it differently, like a multi-story garden. And again, you said you were selling, you know, high-yielding varieties. Where could you do a sort of, you are buying from where? And could you have an estimate of how much seeds you have sold to farmers?
Thank you.
Yeah, basically looking at agricultural adoption rate, 4 is still quite okay. But in our side, we don't say it is very good. But looking at the people we have trained, the main reason why they are not adopting, especially the black soldier fly, is more on the capital. The costing is basically on how they can be, the infrastructure required, because they require a greenhouse to do the production, and of course the starting BSF seeds. So that we have seen actually as the main reason why we are not getting it very well. But for the hydroponics and the rest, I think they are quite well adopted with the people we have trained. Yeah, so if you get some groups organized, especially for farmers, that they have some capital that they may want to expand, black soya production. It is quite very easy because we have so many farmers in groups now, especially within KU and some part of Kiabu, whereby they have managed to start the BSF production. Thank you.
Okay, they are called corn bags. They are roundish. Each has a piece corner. Yeah. I have some outside here. You can visit us and purchase some. And the other one was on variety. We do purchase our inputs. We have run the business since 2021. We have repeated supplier. We are sure of the sources of the inputs, of the seeds. We are talking about the varieties, and they are high producing. We have tested and have been successful.
You talked about the age group of the viewers, and I didn't give the entire breakdown. So from the analytics, we have it is showing, okay, of course, 13 to 17, a few of them have phones, but so there it is 0, then from 18 to 24, we also have 0 there. And then now these other statistics that I gave is where we have got the bulk of the farmers are from 35 to 34 years, and then 21.3% are 40 to 54, and then 55 to 64, 9.5%. And as I have been checking on these statistics, and that is why I said in my concluding remarks that we can deepen these stories. Actually, when I was thinking about this YouTube channel, I thought of having it in different languages. That I can have it in English and then have it in the local language, but I thought it is actually a lot of work, being an amateur, like I said. So I said, let me just do it in English, and then as we proceed, we'll see how can we collaborate, how can we bring many other people on board. We can even have the Farmers Friends TV, and we can have like what we have Citizen, broadcasting in different languages. So that is growth that we anticipate, but as we continue studying the figures, they will guide us, even as we collaborate with other people, how best can we disseminate prevention messages. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So I just want to comment about the kind of model or approach that Eunice is using for her videos. That she has the content, somebody else has the expertise on making of the video. So you look for people whom you can work with who know. And sometimes we fear technology because we think we must have it all right, we must be experts. But we don't have to wait until we get to that level of being experts. We with the content can team up with those who have the technical knowledge that we need, and we work together very effectively. And this is one way in which we can be able to check even the quality of information that is put out there on the social media. Because sometimes you'll find the person who's making the video is that who's the source of the content, because they want to be able to make the money from those videos, and they don't go for the experts who have the knowledge. So we should encourage that kind of partnership and collaboration. We don't have to have every skill among us. Of course, it's good to have the basics, but let's not wait until we are experts. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I hope there is no more one we are leaving out with a comment or a question. But thank you for your, yes.
Thank you. Just on the topic of videos, so if you've got a good computer, most of them will have software for editing videos. And there are lots of sites online that you can get free music, and there are lots of editing tools that you can use. It's not difficult to actually do videos yourself. And the more I was thinking about it, I was thinking that maybe part of what we should be looking at in the coalition is teaching and training how people can make their videos, because Esther's videos are great, but imagine if all the extension guys that were out there, all the ADPs, etc., could make their own little videos for their community as well. It would be great. It's not exceptionally difficult. I've got 48 videos on the iCal site. I think 2 of them have been professionally made, and the rest are just on my computer with my software. So it's not very difficult, but it is a bit of a learning curve. But I think that we could embed that into part of what the coalition offers to everybody. We should.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that is encouraging, and we always complaining that the people who are putting content advising farmers are not professionals in agriculture, because those of us who are professionals in agriculture are afraid of venturing into some of these innovations. I have like 25 years in agriculture, in extension, government, private sector, civil society, NGOs, and all that. I always want to find a space where I can share my knowledge, not just through forums like this, but also scale it up and reach many people, and that I can only achieve by using technology, social media. But I don't know how to do it. So this is encouraging. I mean, you're not an novice, as you say, and with the Sue's comment, I think the only thing you can do is start. Then you can improve on it as you go along. Kinyanjo, you want to say something?
I just want to add that in Nairobi, we do a lot of these videos, and with major media houses. And one of the things that the major media houses are careful about is to consult us. They'll do the videos, they'll work with you. Most of the content is usually given by the extension officers, and especially around this time, even in the Nairobi International Trade Fair. Very few media houses from BBC, Citizen, Nation will do a video on agriculture without coming to the extension officer to make sure that the content that they pass is correct. So it is possible to get an expert, and then you go through the content, and especially the wording, including these big ones that run on TV. There's always an extension person behind that, and we always glad to offer that service. So I think we can be able to do it with the editing tools, and also we also want to thank the Gen Zs. They're very good at using those tools, and especially using their iPhones, able to do short videos, and then you provide the content, so it's possible.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, I think at this point I want to hand over the program to Peter. I'm not sure if I'll speak again, but it's been a pleasure moderating this. I don't do this often. I was requested because the person, if you saw on the program, it's Dr. Mboya who was supposed to be here moderating, but he requested me to step in for him, and I hope I did justice. I appreciate the networks that I have created here, and also the knowledge that I've gathered. I hope everyone got and learned something new on how we can improve our extension and move it from the silo kind of mentality to system thinking and ecosystem sort of approach to extension. So thank you for the time that you've interacted, and now you can
Thank you very much, Pana Moderator. You have done a good job. Let's clap for him. We are coming to almost the tail end of our 2 days conference discussion symposium, and let me say I am very, very happy about that. Now, we have had quite a number of presentations, and out of it, we had met as a team, and we had evaluated those presentations, and we thought it is important we share all these presentations with you, and we really want to appreciate those people who presented. And I would just we want to issue some certificates, and I would like just to explain how we did this. We were looking at, particularly on the issue of innovations, and what we have been able to see, we had been looking at a number of parameters. And because we were looking at extension, and you know what extension is, actually this was spearheaded by a subcommittee of the board of CAFAS. We were able to say, how many people did you reach? The practicality of some of the things we are doing. And out of that, we were able to identify a number of winners. We are not saying there are any losers, no, but of course we have some winners in relation to this, and you have even heard what they are doing. The only challenge is that this certificate is not signed by the CS. We were supposed to be here, but we'll be able to make sure that these certificates are signed by the CS so that we can be able to give them to you. But for the sake of our activity, I would like to invite Madam Lillian, Dr. Lillian from AFAS, to be able to come and award these certificates, but we'll be able to make sure that they are signed and they'll be able to reach to you. Okay, I don't want to put a lot of anxiety, so I just go straight to what we are giving. So I don't want it because of time. When the team assessed, they were able to identify one Eunice Wainaina Karaja as the best in the innovation. So she's actually the winner of the extension of the during the first national conference, which was held today here at Desmond Tutu. So Eunice, you can come for your certificate, for your photo, which will be taken, and then you will make sure that it will be signed by the appropriate office in the ministry. So let's appreciate. We are done around this work, and we are trying to invite our extension officers. Let's always share so that we can be able to really have the power to be able to do that. The other one, the first runner-up is Peris Mudoni Shege. Unfortunately, she has gone, but I was told to let Sue correct this one for her. Yeah, so it's also going to be signed. Then we have the second is Emmanuel Wafula. Then we have, for the participation, we have Nelias Waboi. Dr. Ibrahim Masharia. And we have one for Agnes. So Agnes will be able to collect it from the office, but you can be taken a photo. students. So thank you very much. I think that is what we had as the certificate for now. I don't. We still had other certificates because John, you are supposed also to get a certificate of participation. So you'll be able also to work around that, but you can come and just get a photo. Yes. I remember John. So we are really happy for the efforts we are making. It is just a very small start, but we hope it will grow and it will be a very good day. So thank you very much. So now coming to the tail end of this, before I invite the person who is going to officially close for us. So we have been trying to capture as much information as possible, and we are trying to look at this, and you tell us whether it captures this, that we are saying we, the participants of the Agriculture Extension Coalition, convened on 16 and 17, in recognizing that extension services are pivotal for agriculture transformation, food security, and rural livelihood, serving as the critical bridge or glue between agriculture research and practice. Extension services have been acknowledged in continental and national development strategies, including Post-Marabo Goals and Continental Soil Health and Fertilizer Action Plan, Post-Marabo Cadre Agenda 2026 to 2035, and National Agriculture Strategies, including ASTTS. Then that public extension system faces significant challenges, and hence the need to embrace holistic extension system, leverage on the strength of the different actors as we seek to address the low extension reach at the first mile. Generally, extension service remains fragmented, chronologically underfunded, and disconnected from farmers. I don't know whether that is what we are saying, all of us. So there is weak collaboration between various stakeholders working in the extension space, and quality assurance is largely weak, further undermining the effectiveness of extension services. Emerging pressures from urbanization, climate change, food safety requirements, and youth unemployment, and the need to reach the marginalized segment of our community demand new approaches and segments. So a coordinated coalition is essential to transform extension from fragmented silos into integrated system that can meet agricultural demand currently and in the future, while facilitating the realization of the KSAP goal of, we call the Agriculture Extension Coalition 2, 1, establish innovation and multi-actors platform at all levels, that is national, county, and that connect government, private sector, academia, all the actors at the same time. Number 2, strengthen research and development. Number 3, build capacity and reform extension curriculum through a number of studies where we are talking of standardization of extension curriculum, integrating soft skills. You are told by professors that they are like critical thinking, communication, problem solving into training programs, addressing emerging issues, particularly the climate adaptation, food safety, agroecology, soil health, urban food system, digital literacy, agripreneurship, among others. Develop forward-looking curriculum that prepares extension workers for the future and make extension education attractive to the youth. 4, scale extension innovation tools and models by first systematically mapping out and classifying existing tools and models like iCow, DigiCow, smart input services, among others, institutionalizing successful extension models to ensure they are embedded within the extension delivery system. Then we have leveraging AI, ICT, and emerging technology while addressing digital defined challenges to ensure inclusive reach. 5, support knowledge management, dissemination, and actioning through establishment of centralized knowledge hubs as repositories for extension information, data, and case studies. Develop comprehensive manuals and reference materials for extension service providers from new entrants, documenting the new technology and innovation, creating coordination, knowledge sharing system through online libraries, communities of practice, and regional networks. Number 6, we are looking at professionalization and assurance, quality assurance of extension service through implementation of existing standard guidelines, develop code of conduct and extension profession, establish an independent quality assurance body to regulate, e.g. the extension profession, implement certification system for service providers, including those not trained through formal education paths such as VBAs, and promote ethical practices, accountability, and continuous professional development. Then we facilitate sustainable financing and resource mobilization to support delivery of extension service by aligning the development support from national policies, aspiration, coordination, extension, financing for greater impact, and elimination of intervention duplication, and ensure long-term financing sustainable through innovation practices, financing model, and create an enabling policy environment for extension to drive. Then we are looking at emphasizing that the implementation of the action should be guided by principles of farmer-first centrality, social inclusivity, system thinking, collaborative governance, evidence-driven, participatory, all stakeholders, and sustainable priority. And the Agriculture Extension Coalition should leverage on the strength of diverse extension workers. So we have stakeholders. So we have different workers within this. So we have identified all of them where we have the role of each. So I may not really go to a lot of details because of time, but you can see we have identified each of these, including all of us. Make sure that your institution is part of this, where coalition will be part of it. So finally, we recommend that the Agriculture Coalition, using this solution, the workshop recommends, and any other relevant reports and documentation develops an implementation strategy that will transform extension service delivery from silos to system. So that is what we have as our communique, and I want to get your input before we can adopt it, and then we say this is what we are going to take forward. Yes?
That was fast.
Yeah, we want fast.
It's a lot to adopt, but I see that there's something, the word was never used. The word nutritional security has not been used in this document.
Okay,
and we should be underpinning all our agricultural practices to produce nutrients, not just volumes. Yeah?
So stakeholders you have heard, we are talking of nutrient density, nutrient security. So our laboratory is capturing that. So if you're able to add that, you are comfortable with our community and what we can be able to follow. Any other input? Yes, Dr. Kirigai, Professor, yes. Kampala Declaration, not Morocco, yes. It's actually now the new Kampala Declaration. So our rapporteur must say you have captured that. It's Kampala Declaration 2026-2035. Yes, Philemon? Yes. Accreditation. Yes, so certification and accreditation, or just accreditation. Yes, so.
On that same note, when we talked about standardization of agricultural extension education, which systems are we talking about? Does this include everything from standardization, or is it just going to be a one system, or does it include all systems? I'm speaking now from a regenerative perspective, and I'm imagining there are some individuals who may be speaking just from a conventional ag perspective. What system are we going to say is a system that Kenya wants to take forward? Are we going to say we're going to be inclusive of all, or we're going to choose one? Because we're going to get in a mess if we don't define that in this document.
Okay, look at in this document which system are we proposing. Of course, we have talked of this both system, formal and informal. So we did have to look, and of course now we are even going to CBC. So we did need to look at all of them, including the tertiary.
I'm not talking about the levels, I'm talking about the focus.
Or the focus.
Actual, is it conventional agriculture, which is very high input agriculture, the way we've been doing it in the past?
Yeah.
Or are we now going to say, actually, we also want to look at regenerative agriculture coming into this space?
Yes.
Some people will say it should be organic agriculture. I'm just saying, when we come to say that there's a system that the government is going to endorse as the extension system, which ones are we talking about?
Yeah, I have been told very clearly both. Yes. Regenerative, that organic, and conventional. Because they are all playing very critical role. And you do not, I remember when we went to the fertilizer and soil summit in Nairobi, that one came out very clear. Particularly the issue of soil health. So, let's say we need to capture that. Yeah. So, in the document, in the federal document, yes, yes. SDGs. That's where now. Here, yes. Number 2.
So we are including SDGs.
Yes. Yeah, we put CAS at national level.
Yeah. And then I was thinking, maybe we avoid examples.
We just
have
to
take it to CAS, you know, when you say digital,
yes.
There's so many.
Yeah, we
so
avoid the examples. No, because this one is more of a framework. So that can be used. Good. Yes, Julius?
Can't hear, maybe the mic.
The mic? Yeah, we had another mic. Oh, it is here. I'm the one who was aiding it.
So, first of all, I would really like to appreciate what KEFAS have done for us as the DCs. We are the first cohort on digital extension, and I'm glad we've been doing that for a while. But there's a question that the lady here, alikuwa ameuliza, yes? Yes, Baba. Yes, alikuwa ameuliza, how do we ensure sustainability, especially in terms of employment, of these young extensionists come entrepreneurs in such a way that even if we train them, like for us we were trained, such that even if wanapata kazi, they don't like shift. It was such a thing. So I guess it's something that really needs to be addressed. So secondly,
the issue of mobility of the youth, because we are very mobile. We train to the DCs and somewhere, China to wherever. Yeah, but it's a very good system.
So it's on sustainability. The other thing, there's something on opportunities, and these opportunities are from the challenges that we face. At least I'll quote my case and just allow me to be a bit biased, because at least Mongi and the KEFAS team know what I've really been doing. But it's been a bit tough because I've been using my own resources to come up with like the AI model, to come up with the academy and such other things. For the presenters who have been here, I've not had people who have talked of the challenges that we are facing and maybe opportunities for collaboration. And that's why yesterday I was so keen on Sue, what Sue has done. Because it's the same journey for the DCs, you have to be a bit resilient. So my question is, can we, or what I would ask is, can we use such a platform, first of all, to equip the youth that we are here, or the youth that are here, with these business models, and then we give them mentorship, a mentorship that we have like follow-up. Because for my case now, Nasu nitamshika mkono kabisa, because I want to know what she has done, how resilient she has been, so that I don't drop off. You see? So I believe we have very good partners here,
We have people who are doing great things here. Can we start with the digital connectors who are here, or the young people who are here? Then we give them mentorship from business ideation all through business registration, so that we can be of impact to other young and women.
Thank you very much. I think Marcel capture that. The issue of mentorship and coaching among the youth, the entrepreneurs, that one also needs to be captured there. And we always give you opportunities, and we still continue giving you, and even working around. In fact, Sue would be available for you. In fact, even if you want us to visit her place, we will. So it's networking. Sometimes we may not just come and formally tell you network here, but you see during the break time and lunch, there is a lot of networking. So it's also a benefit out of that. So, yeah, yes. We have two quick ones now, because of time. I know some people are going far. And then we just have a proposer and a seconder, then we finish. Yes.
The issue of private extensionists, how to encourage and how to bring them on board, because there's a lot of people doing a lot of work out there on their private capacity. How do we get them to be part of the collaborative action
Yeah, point is taken, because we are looking at both public and private, and you see that is the aim of this coalition. So we do want at this level to bring, and that's what I was saying, we need even to have a database of all those people you train, and then we can be able to link them. So there are a lot of things we can be able to do together. And I remember the call to action was for us to stop working in silos and work as a system. So it will be captured, but of course we'll be able to share this community with everybody, and then we can follow up with the action. Yes?
Yes, I have the issue with being on the ground. For instance, we have these JASCOM and the CASCOMs in the counties. For instance, like right now, I know you know Mr. Kisia, we should go incorporated this so that even in the counties on the ground, they are aware of what is happening, and also make use of the national projects like NACDP, because we are seeing them there on the ground, so they are able to incorporate these issues. So maybe you can add somewhere on the issues so that you make sure you're on the ground. And also, as CAREFAS, you can also go on the ground to be with the ministry, the people representing the ministries on the ground, the extensionists, and all that. That is my take.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, we have now CDP. We have quite a lot of projects. Of course, we collaborate at some high level. Kule chini, because of devolution, we have been supported by Wanakerekai in some of the CASCOMs, but you know CASCOMs are also not very active. And they were presented yesterday, but we need to strengthen them. It's all ours. But it's noted.
Yes, also, I think that's a critical point. We just talked about development of multi-platforms.
Yes.
That they strengthen and give CASCOM. And as I said, Vincent Kamau was not around, but the grant that we are going to give the ministry and the county governments, of course, CAREFAS is in, one of those objectives is domesticating CASE. That's not at county level, so the issue of CASCO comes out strong. So I think that's a very good point.
And you are starting in 17 counties?
Exactly.
Around 17 counties.
Can we start with Kiabu?
Okay, so we would want to say, I think from all the deliberations, you can see our rapporteur has done a very good job. She has captured everything, and that is why I have given this this opportunity for us to be able to see what is the output of these 2 days. And that one is this, it will be finalized well, and it will be shared with different partners, and we can be able to see how we can be able to move forward. So at this time, I want to thank you very much, and then I will invite Professor Kerikai to party 101, because he's actually the one representing the county. Then from there, I will give Wanakulesh, Dr. Kiwia can say something, then eventually I'll be able to hand on to Daphne, who has been presenting our chairman to guide on the closing. Thank you very much. You can clap for me.
Thank you very much. It has been a pleasure being part of this group. I would say that I have had a lot of positive things being said around Murang'a. But is one man who has not been recognized, who is always behind the scenes. And I want Francis to stand. Yes. When we developed the county law on agroecology, we didn't have anybody to help us publish it so that we can go to the government printers. And even coordinating with some people called MCAs, very complicated. There was one man who was available through his programs to support us to actually take that law to the government printers and coordinated us with the county assembly. And he was also available to help us in publishing and printing our policy. So let us clap for this man. Thank you very much. But now, to all of you, many people are waiting to actually get better so that they can actually show what they are doing. And I like what the innovators that were presented here are doing. It's a small book. It's called the 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing. 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing. The first law in that book says, it is better to be fast than to be better. Don't wait until you perfect what you are doing so that you should tell the world what you are doing. You may be the only one who is thinking about what you are thinking. Keep doing it. You will be amazed at what number of people will come to support you. When Qureshi started BBAs, he didn't know that it would become a flagship for Agra to keep talking about when Agra was moving from research to extension. Right now, you may be seeing him here as an old man, but the work he has done for this country is enormously exciting. Keep doing what you are doing. Do it well. You might stand and even fund others, like he's promised 17 counties. I know he will actually remember others. Thank you very much. Actually, you know we work.
Okay, wow. Oh yeah, sorry. I agree with you. Qureshi really has done a lot of work. Of course, he was my lecturer at the university. So when he's telling me stand and talk, he's like dictating his students, so he knows I can't say no. So, and of course, he was also my boss at TCRAF. We worked together for many years. I remember one time, when we were doing our masters, I think it was 1999, and we were saying in the TV, he's talking about extension. So he really started this extension work a long time ago. We really appreciate him. So I just want to agree with your comments. So I have been given a note here. The participants who are here and you have not signed the 2 forms outside there, please see Faith and then sign. So I was just, Faith is there. Faith, please. Yes. Okay, wait. Let me help you. If you know you've not signed, raise up your hand. No, I want to finish this. Anyone? Okay, one. Not now. I just want to see, so that we are not just making a blanket announcement. Anyone else? Okay, so Faith, now you know your clients. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I really want to, of course, thank Peter and Dr. here. You know, the people who we were working together to of course, organize this symposium. We started quite a while, and I'm happy just to see it come to this far. Indeed, you know, when you do something and then you see the product, the deliverable, then of course you become very happy. So I am one very happy person. Yes, and Waziri, as you have said, you know, Quraish started the VBA and then he threw it to me. So now I'm the one running in the country. So just to share that. And of course I don't do that alone. George Babuka is there. Of course, first of all, it's the county government. So the sustainability of the VBA model is anchored on the county government. It's the county government leading this. So that's number one. The others, our implementing partners, even Agri, our implementing partners come number two. We are behind. We are not even anywhere because we are just, you know, just facilitating for our catalytic deliverable output. So that's exactly what we are doing. Yeah, I was supposed to be here from yesterday, but then we had two Agra-organized workshops taking place at the same place, Fred Hotel. So some of the Agra colleagues were getting lost, coming to another room. They were no. The IGAD meeting is in the other room. And then the other one we were having was for the Regain program. The one where we are starting a program funded by the Green Climate Fund to reduce post-harvest losses of some of the staple crops in this country. So we're just having discussions on that, and we hope to be engaging with the county governments even more. My county director was there, and then he had to go for another meeting in yesterday was supposed to be 4 meetings, including this one. So it was not possible. But of course, I told him that I will be here, and he sent me with his greetings. I hope you've received them. Yes, so I just wanted to express my gratitude on behalf of Agra for accepting, for just accepting, to help the farmers to bring a transformation. Because you see, if you don't accept, then we cannot move as a team. So please just feel much appreciated and know that from the bottom of our hearts, we really appreciate the work that we do. Whenever, like for example, I get a request, Abedi, can we have a VBA come and speak about mechanization, come and speak around? I immediately call George, and then George tells me, okay, either Katiso is presenting or Baras Mankang is presenting, and he does that within 1 day. He's able to mobilize people, and then I just want to say thank you so much. The work that you do, may God reward you very abundantly. So that is just a few remarks that I have from my desk, and just to say thank you so much. Who is the next?
Good evening once again. Yes, I just want to take this opportunity on behalf of KEFAS to really appreciate. First of all, if you look to the room, it is just the way we started yesterday, if not more. So let's clap for us. And with that, I want to thank a group that has been working behind the scenes. I want to request the Secretariat of KEFAS kindly stand. The Secretariat of KEFAS. Where is Where's Carmen? Mercy. Yes, let's appreciate Mercy. They have been working behind the scenes to make sure that everything is going on as planned. And they started early. And then I also want to thank the KEFAS board. And we had a small committee that was planning for this workshop. Where is Prof? Prof was our chair for that group. And Dr. Machan, where is he? Oh, he's there. And then Philomena is here. And Peter, of course. And let me tell you, that group, we've been sitting for the last 4 months, once every, or sometimes even twice every week. And we are happy that we did that, because looking at the richness of what has been discussed in this room, it is really appreciated. I also want to take this opportunity to thank Agra through Kuresh. Thank you very much. We kept on saying, hey, call him, call him. What does he say? What did he tell you? So Agra, thank you so very much. And of course, our mother, Afas. Yes. You see, we can't be unless Afas is there. And we are proud as the Kenya team because we produced the CEO of Afas. Vivian is still yes, she's in Afas, but she's still KEFAS by blood. And thank you so much for always being there. Now, I cannot mention each one of us by name, but it would be very bad of me if I don't say thank you to our moderator, who has kept us so well, I don't know how to put it, but he has made sure that there is no dull moment. Yeah, he was there in between the speakers, in between the activities. Francis, thank you so much, Francis. That was great. And for each and every one of us. I remember when we had the last symposium, county was not as well represented as now. And actually, there is no extension if we don't have the county. And I'm happy that Eunice, you got the first prize. When we reviewed your paper, we said, yes, these are good innovation. And we are not saying it's the only innovation. There's VBS, right? Yes, that is also a very good model. What we are praying for, or for me as an extensionist, is that we'll break the silos. Yeah. Kindly, let's break the silos. Because we have seen presentations and discussion that no one can go alone. Whether it's research, whether it's the partner who is supporting, whether it's KEFAS or the county or the national government, nobody will walk this journey alone. The national government, and so is the county government through Professor Kangai, they said the staff is not there. And sometimes you wonder when you hear people talking about lack of jobs, and here it has been demonstrated how the youth are creating jobs. And we are now stand proud and say, we have youth in agriculture. And they are doing marvelous work. Just open your eyes and your ears, and you get to know what the youth are doing. So thank you so much. I want to appreciate all the youths in the house. Yes. You are the future of food systems. We cannot talk about agricultural food system without looking at the generation that is here, the young generation. So keep it up, and don't feel like you can't make it. You will. If you are seated here with these big people in front of you, the CECs, somebody like Kureshi here, the CEO of AFAS, the CEO of KEFAS, where else can't you go? And yesterday you are rubbing shoulders with the national government also. So I want to encourage the youth. youth. We also started as youths. And whatever we build when we are young is what you are reaping now. I always say youth is a transition. What you invest in that transition is what keeps you going. And my prayer is that when we are old and we can't even stand here, you will be the one telling us what you are doing. And now, without talking too much, because I can talk, extension is part of me. And really, I'm so excited. 2016, we didn't know we'd get this far. Peter, you remember the way it was so hard. Philemona, you remember. Actually, we even used to wonder, what is this big animal we are carrying? Will we be able to carry it? But now, with all these big shoulders to step on, we are going far, all of us. So, in whichever institution you come from, whether you are working individually, whether you are working with others, kindly know that part of you is what is required in the system. Yes, the whole of it is required in the system. So as we live this day, we want to say that the communique that we've come up with is from all of us. And it's going to help us in the next steps that we are going to take. As institutions, you can also borrow something from it and say, this is what I'll run away with. This is what I'm going to work on. So we believe that going forward, we are going to do great and tangible things in the extension area. Extension is the only area where everybody is a doctor. You see, when you go to a doctor and you have issues with your eyes like I had, you have to go to the ophthalmologist or the optician, right? But when you go to agricultural extension and advisory services, anybody feels they can do it. So let's professionalize what you are doing. It doesn't matter whether you have the degree or the diploma, but let's make it professional. The accreditation that we've talked about is very key. So that even the farmers who are producing the food we've been eating and the food we'll continue to eat, they are doing it with the best of advice. So thank you very much. I pray that going forward, the next one will be bigger and better. And we'll have more presentations, we'll have more success stories, and I believe with the support of organizations like AGRA, we'll bring farmers to give their testimonies, because at the end of the day, we want to say, yes, I watched Eunice's video, and this is what I've been able to do. This young man, Simon, yes, I listened to him, and this is what I'm able to do. Those are the things that we look forward to coming the next 4th Symposium, so that we will not be talking, but we'll also have the farmers talking and giving testimonies of what extension services have done for them. Thank you so much, and now I want to invite my sister, Professor Agnes, to close for us in a round of prayer. Thank you, and God bless us all.
Thank you. This time I'm here. And thank you very much. I want to appreciate our acting chair. She's done a very excellent job. I think you need to appreciate her. Those closing remarks were amazing. She has not written them anywhere. She's just talking. She internalized things. So thank you very much. That was good. And so as we come to the end of our conference today, we just want to thank God so much. It's been amazing. It's been wonderful. Last year and the year before, we had a one-day conference. Then last year we said, I think it should become 2 days. This year we have seen it has become a reality, and we really thank God. So I don't want to say too much, but let's all stand up in honor of God. Mighty and everlasting Father, we stand before
with a lot of humility and gratitude in our hearts. We thank you, Lord, for you have been with us from yesterday when we started our conference, and up to today, O God, you've watched over us, you've helped us through all the deliberations that we have had. We thank you that our program has been successful, O God, and that we've been able to achieve the objectives which we had for this conference. We thank you, Father. Each one of us has been safe, we've been well. We thank you, Lord, for all the people who have presented and contributed towards the success of this program, Lord. We thank you even for every participant, the Secretariat for KEFAS. We thank you so much for ADRA because of sponsoring this, oh God. And we just want to thank you and acknowledge that, Lord, you have given us this opportunity to be a part of the extension fraternity. We thank you, Lord, for the community that we have come with and the commitments, oh God. We know the work is a lot that is ahead of us, and we just want to pray, Father, may you go before us, may you give us victory as we embark on this journey, Lord, of making extension be effective in supporting our agriculture sector towards achieving food and nutrition security and securing the economy and the livelihoods of our people. Father, we thank you, we bless your name, we honor you. We are grateful for this facility where we have been meeting, oh God. We thank you for the good services, we thank you for the food, the arrangement of the hall, everything. We pray for your blessing upon this place also, all the workers and the management in the name of Jesus. And now, Lord, as we end our conference, we are about to disperse each to our various places, oh God. I pray that, Father, may you watch over us, grant journey mercies to everyone as they travel, protect us, shield us, Lord, and help us in our endeavors so that we will continue to make progress, each one making their own contribution, Lord, in our own small way, so that together our efforts are going to have impact. We give you praise, we give you glory and honor for all that you've done, all you're doing, and all that we will do. And so, Lord, we are ending this conference with anticipation that next year, Lord, you're going to give us another opportunity to be able to congregate again for a bigger and a better event. We thank you so much. In Jesus' name we pray, believing and trusting. Amen. Amen. So we can end with the words of the grace. And now, may the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ and the love of God and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with us now and forevermore. Amen. Thank you very much.
Okay, before you go, yeah, I think we have, before you can start, so you'll be able to guide on the facilitation. Make sure that you line your phone clearly, because you'll be able to get your facilitation through the phone tomorrow. I hope you are fair today. Yeah, but tomorrow you'll be able to get the phone number, not the phone. You put them very clearly, because once you got to it, you always say the back and say, we don't have this number, we don't know who it is. So with his guidance, you feel what you be able to feel, but you expect that one tomorrow. So thank you very much. The tea is served outside here. Then let's take tea. Thank you. Fresh. You are Nairobian. Unakuwa kule Nyama.